What is up? I am back, and I am making another song today. Honestly, that should be the goal of any stream, is that by the end of the stream, the song is done. Which, surprisingly, my streams have been only like an hour to 3 hours. It's just like a nice therapy session, like a long one, a little long for a therapy session. But honestly, yeah, like all of this has been very therapeutic for me. And it just confirmed something that, like, I almost didn't believe for a very long time in my life, was that, like, it used to be okay, I'd make the beat and then I'd sit on it for like a day or two and then I would write the song. But really, it's kind of like now it makes sense just to write the song as soon as I got the vibe done. And also, too, there's a lot in my catalog that I'm just excited about now, because I finally did it. I finally sat down and fucking took the time to finish it. So, like, I think that's what's important, is be real with how you feel, be honest with yourself, realize when you make mistakes, when you do things, and, like, don't be afraid to fail. Because, like, honestly, I've been hemming and hawing and figuring things out and being like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I really felt like I just landed a blessing. I don't even know. I'm going to see where it goes. But man, like, I realized I had to go through all of this to even know that it was possible to, like, do some of the things that I've been doing. It's like, sometimes when you really put your faith in God, and you really put your faith in trying to get closer to Christ and get closer to, whether that be through Christianity, whether that be through whatever religion that you believe in, like, I genuinely think, there's a lot of people that walk a very similar path, but they don't necessarily understand how they're going to get there. And, a lot of times, too, I think my biggest difficulty was questioning the path, and everybody says this. It sounds so corny, but, like, to believe in yourself, big one. And also, too, like, right when you think, like, if you've been doing this for as long as I have, which I've been doing this for, like, 17 years, almost, it'll be 18 years in, like, December, like almost 20 years of my life dedicated and making sacrifice after sacrifice after sacrifice of, like, not knowing, okay, is this going to work out? Is this the right thing? Is this the thing I should be doing with my time? And people just questioning you and not really valuing, what you do as a person. And I mean, even, like, making fun of you damn near, or, like, just not making it an enjoyable experience in life. Like, that's what I realized, is that, like, if music brings light to your life, you should do it. If art brings light to your life, you should do it. That's exactly why you do it, though. Like, the more that I made it about, and even if I was trying to do it for something else, like I was trying to submit it for something, like, the fact that I just had fun doing it was the most important part. Like, that's the most important part. And don't let any limitation of resources limit your ideas or limit your creativity, because that's you. Like, you assuming that not having the tools or not having the information, that's just a blockage. Like, you're literally wasting time. You're wasting seconds. And if you think about it, when we look into a DAW, we look into software, right? It's measured in seconds. So it's measured by measures or bars and beats, but it's also measured in seconds and minutes. And the more that another music joke, the more that you hold yourself up that way, the more you delay things, the more that you delay things with yourself. So what I've learned in this too is just like the more I've made songs and just made songs and made songs and just kept making songs and hoping it would work out, the better like I've been able to get closer. Like the more I've been able to get closer to myself. But what was important? Other than staying hydrated and squirting a little honey in the back of your throat if you need it, you know, for your vocal cords. And also drinking room temperature water, by the way. Room temperature. Don't strain your vocal cords. Trying to do that. But the more that you can just enjoy the process of making music. The better your life gets. Oh, I should have done the tuning song before I live streamed. Trust me, man, there's going to be a lot of people that will go out of their way to try and make you not happy and make you quit. Like, and they'll act like they're your friends. They'll act like, oh, I'm your family. Even if they are of blood, they're not. Like you're going to realize, too, that if you have a gift of making music and it's something where, even if it's like, oh, you know, because in my experience, I did get lessons. I did get the opportunity. But the whole reason why they wanted me to play guitar was because they could turn it down. They could turn it off. And that's why, you know, I always had electric guitars growing up. And it made me recognize, like, you know, as much as people would say they appreciate my gift, they didn't necessarily like value, like when I actually started producing songs, I still had to be the one to finance a lot of things. I always was the one to finance a lot of the things that I wanted. Now, granted, like I did have the opportunity with certain things where I was able to get some of the tools. Like I remember I like begged my parents for a copy of Superior Drummer 2 when that came out, and I'm pretty sure I still have that, but I don't have a CD drive on either of my computers, so like I don't think I can download it anymore. But I recognize that for me to even get the resources I needed, that I wanted at the time, like I almost had to like beg for it. And you know, even when I would like, all my parents would say at the time was just like, oh, you know, whatever. Like, it's not like they ever were like, hey, what's a song that you're working on, or cared about anything that I was doing. They just were like, whoa, if it makes them happy. And it's like, yeah, that's important, but I think if you're going to actually support somebody, you should ask them how they're doing. Like, you should go and support their music. Like, at least go check it out and tell them what you think, and like, because that's not what happened. Like, I always had to be the one to push for it. Like, I always had to be the one to be like, you know, it just felt like they would listen to it later, or it wasn't that important, it wasn't worth sharing, or anything like that. And it made me realize, like, the real people that are going to value your time it's you. Like, it has to be you first. That's it first. Like, you have to believe, you have to stand for what you believe in and do what you can to make it happen. That's the big part of it. Like, every day going in, learning new skills, learning new things, and, not focusing on the negativity. Because, I mean, you can take that negativity and talk about it and you might blow up. You also might get signed. And I think nowadays, too, most people, when it comes to, like, signing, it's not the same. It's not like you need that anymore. It's so much easier to connect to the world without it. Now, granted, I'm not saying signing's a bad thing. I think it's about knowing what you're signing and exactly who you're signing to and, like, what the terms of the contract are. But also, too, like, I think before you even consider signing, learn a little bit about the game itself. Like, get your music right, learn about what it takes to start promoting yourself on social media. Because, like, even this page, my other pages, even though I've just started, like, within a month, I've already grown every page that I've really focused my time and energy on. So that's what I find valuable, is that if you are willing to put the time, the effort, the dedication to learn the different skills that you need, you will ultimately find success because you keep planting seeds. But the thing that I've learned is you have to believe in yourself, and that's mainly it, because there's some people that claim they believe in God and they don't. And honestly, I think if you believe in God anymore, it tends to be harder for you to find exactly what you need. And the only reason why is because, one, it's very easy for dark forces and some of the negativity to overwhelm the feed of everybody. That's the intent. But then secondly, what it is the fact that because there's so many options out there, like, you got to find different ways to connect with people. So it's like it's easier and harder. And where it's easier is the channels are available. Where it's harder is understanding that it's overwhelming. Like, I remember one of my professors told me this when I was going for my degree. And I'm still paying for student loans, by the way. So it's not like, oh, I just had this perfect fucking life, which I didn't. And the crazy thing, too, is the person that mainly funded my college, like, that wasn't my parents. That was actually a guy named Myron. And he was awesome. Like, the fact that I was one of his namesakes was pretty crazy. And I still thank him to this day for even allowing the opportunity for me to get a degree and do the thing that I really, really wanted to learn a bunch about. And what I learned was, you don't need to go to school for music, but if you are going to, be in the studio every day. Like, that's exactly what I was doing. Like, the school I went to, Ball State University, at one point they had one of the first serials of the Rupert Neve 5088, which that mixing console alone was like not even counting some of the preamps. Like, they said, I think it was just the console, the meter bridge, and the master section on it for 16 channels was like $500,000, which is like crazy if you really think about it. Even at the time, for it being like new technology, it was still costing that much for a studio, and that doesn't account for all the bills and everything of like patching all the cables and the power and getting all that. So what you realize is if you're going to go to school for that, go to a place where you have the opportunity to be there as long as you need to. Like, if you have to work a job or do something, I understand. But, like, do what you can to get your time in and invest your time. Because the more you can invest your time in that type of stuff, the better you're going to get at your skills. And that's what I learned from that. And Because even though I went there and then I went the route of trying to take the safest route possible, going to Sweetwater, it made me realize, like, okay, if you take the safe route, no matter what, like, if you're destined to go down the path of making music, that's all you have to do. Like, whatever it takes for you to keep making the songs and connect with people. Because the more that you think that, oh, getting all the gear and working the safe job of, a job that's going to give you all of that, right? Like, even if you're working at Guitar Center, there's levels to where there's an advantage, but then it gets to a point where you just get so burnt out and you're not even making music anymore. You're just like, well, I work at a place that makes me feel like I'm working. And then when I want to go do music, but at the same time, don't get me wrong, I think Guitar Center is more lenient, because I remember when I was really into metal, actually R.I.P. the lead singer of that band. I used to listen to Black Dahlia Murder a lot when I was really into that, but like I'm just not into that negative or kind of like dark energy stuff anymore. They allowed them to take tour breaks. So like if you were going to work somewhere in the music industry that, okay, yeah, I have a job, then I think Guitar Center would be a better bet in that sense. But if you're like working full time or you want a full-time job, and if you go work at if you go work at like Sam Ash, or you go work at Vintage King, or you go work at Sweetwater, just understand, like, if you feel burnt out, don't be surprised, because the intent of the job is more focused on, very in-depth sales. So, like, a lot of people that do really well at the job don't necessarily do music, but the people that do music, like, I wouldn't say that they do bad at the job. They just don't do, like, crazy numbers a lot of times because they just enjoy doing music. And then they still get to that point where they're like, I don't want to make songs. Like, I got a wife, I got kids, I got all these things. I don't have time for this. So then they lose their dreams. They lose their focus. And like me, what I learned is like, okay, I've literally tried everything when it comes to like finding jobs, finding other opportunities. And I really think it got to this point where God just cut it off and said, lock in. That's why I'm here. I feel like that's exactly why I'm here where I'm at. Is like I just kept still trying to do music, and eventually when I cut off certain people at a certain time, like I just had to pull my energy back to myself. Like I had my energy in too many other places. And until you can put your energy into yourself, into doing something that you love, or at least like connecting with a group of people that would make sure that your energy is good, like, and you guys actually bounce off of each other and provide good energy, right? Like you'll find exactly what you need. You'll find what you want. And even when it gets scary, like I'm not going to lie, I've been breaking down even today. Like it's crazy, like how much I learned about myself and what I was doing and why I was doing certain things, or like why I would push someone away. And it made me recognize, like, not only can I use this music to help me heal and get these different understandings of like how I really feel about things, but also too, like, I think eventually it just gets to a point where if you keep planting the seeds and you keep pushing, you'll find exactly who you need to and what you need to. Because you'd be surprised. There's some people that, like, even though they don't post much on social media, they just have connections. So, like, them having those connections is exactly how they garner their success. Is like they get to the right people at the right time. And it just clicks like that. And the thing is, though, is, like, you got to really still plant the seeds. Like, everybody thinks the industry plant thing is real, and it's not. Like, that's the funny part, is I was even watching a documentary recently that was talking about like Kid and Play and how they might have been like the first industry plants. And still, if you go into Kid and Play and you look at their discography and you go look before they were Kid and Play and like do the research on who they are, what you learn is they still had to make a bunch of records and then be like, oh, these are shitty. And then finally make the sound and then make something that's like brand friendly. You know, that was their stance. And when they did that, they were kind of like that in between era. They were in that era where it was still like, Sugar Hill Gang, like early hip hop into gangster rap. Like it was like right in that in between. So it wasn't necessarily gangster rap yet, and Dre hadn't come out, and like, still Dre hadn't come out, and Snoop Dogg and a lot of these other artists were like building their catalog, where Kid and Play was just like really taking off and having their success. So what you have to understand is if you think somebody's an industry plant, in most cases they still had to make the music. They still had to prove to their rich baby daddies that they can make the music. But especially back then, because back then, if it just sucked, you just weren't. Even if you were good, it was hard for you to get play because there'd be times where like you're not what the label wants. You're not what that label is wanting at that time. But then somebody else finds you and they're like, "Oh, this is gold, man. Let's launch it." And it just goes platinum. Because they really don't. They have an idea. There's some people that will have an idea, but they don't really know. You don't really know. You have to actually give it up to God and the people and like how they're going to resonate with it. And you're not going to ever find out what resonates until like you just keep making resonances. Keep making harmonics. You know what I mean? So on that note, let's make something. I've been blabbing enough. I'm thinking, yeah, let's make something slower. Let me do cooking so. Actually. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Where was it? Right here. So let's do 82. Mm. Mm. That's what I was looking for. Yep. It's like right at that end. Mm-hmm. me see. So I got a couple riffs that can. Boom.
That's a nice little progression. Just
Nice. I like that. Collect on and say. I should have kept it out. There was one last thing I needed to do. Just. Oh, yeah. Stop recording. All right, there. So, what is it? Complex minus 12. That's all I need. Yep. All right. I don't think I should be recording any guitar, but I'm going to just set it right down right here. I saw a kitty cat and I petted it. What does that mean? I'll tell you about my life. 'Cause sometimes I'm going outside. Outside. So I'm playing boom, 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 boom. No G, BB. So I'm playing like it's the same note. So I'm playing an E, because I'm trying to think of it on how I played it on guitar. So I'm playing an E, a D. Doo-doo. So it's. Is there a little version I think the shaker is the last sound that I really need to add, and that'll be about it. Shaker. So there's like a good, nice little. Curious if it's like, if If I do this, so it says 64, but 128. And nope, that ain't the shaker. What about? Yeah, something like that. So utilities come in, yeah. Okay, so then that's the progression. And right before it goes into that's like the hook. And it just ends on a bling. Oh, so that's what happened to that. Okay. Blah. What? No. I carried this over. I carried over the 2. What the fuck? I did the math correctly. And it's like right on the 3 minutes. Alright, cool. That's sick. Okay, so this one's going to be interesting. I'm curious what I'm going to write about. What will I say today? So, I mean, my voice is a little hoarse, but okay. So I started at 9. If that. Let me see. Vox. Pretty sure it's E minor. I kept talking myself out of true love. Talking myself out of true love. True love, darling. I kept talking myself out of true love. True love, darling. Talking myself out of true love. I kept talking myself out of true love, darling. I kept talking myself out of true love, darling. I kept talking myself out. I kept talking myself out of true love, darling. True love, darling. I kept walking myself out of. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, darling. I kept calling, my weren't responding. True love, darling. I kept calling, I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, darling. I kept darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, darling. I kept talking myself out of true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, darling. I convinced myself I convinced myself. That's the first line. I convinced myself. I convinced myself just to leave it all. I convinced myself just to leave it all. It was for my health. It was for my health. Believe it all. It was for my health. It was for my health. Believe it all. It was for my health. Had to shake it off. Had to shake it off. Had to break it off. Had to shake it off. Had to break it off. I convinced myself just to leave it all. It was for my health. Had to shake it off. Had to break it off. Had to break it off. Saw my own reflection. Had to break it off. Saw my own reflection. Saw my own reflection. My own reflection. Couldn't take it all. Couldn't take it all. I felt my regression. Take it all. I felt my regression. I felt my regression when I'm taking off. We were taking off. I felt my regression. We were taking off. I saw my progression. We were taking off. I saw my progression. I saw my progression. I saw progression. We were taking off. I saw my progression. Take it all. Own reflection. Couldn't take it all. I felt my regression. We were taking off. I saw my progression. I started to fall. I saw my progression. I started to fall. I started to fall. You saw that as a weapon. I started to fall. You saw that as a weapon. I saw that as a blessing. You saw that as a weapon. I saw that as a blessing. You fall. You saw that as a weapon. You used that as a weapon. Started to fall. You used that as a weapon. I saw that as a blessing. You used that as a weapon. I saw that as a blessing. God said it was a test, son, and you passed. Use that as a weapon. I saw that as a blessing. God said that was a lesson, and you passed now, and you passed now. I kept talking, and you passed now, and you passed now. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling. I saw that as a blessing. God said that was a lesson, and you passed that as a blessing. God said that was a test sign. That is a blessing. God said that was a test sign. Now you've learned your lesson and you passed. God said that was a test sign. Now you've learned your lesson and you passed now. I kept. Now you've learned your lesson and you passed now. I kept. That was a test sign. Now you've learned your lesson and you passed now. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. Now you've learned your lesson and you passed now. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding to true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding to true love, true love, true love, darling. And you passed now. I kept talking, son, and you passed now. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding to true love, true love, true love, darling. So that's the lesson I learned today? Like, yeah, because I don't think you guys understand, if you are watching this, like, I channel this, right? Like, the stuff that I make now, I don't write it down. This is just me channeling God, like the God energy for real. And that I feel like it's coming through a lot stronger. And I feel like, you know, there's a lot of artists, right, that they can do that. But it's your choice. Like, do you want the higher spirits or do you want the lower spirits? Because, like, you know, either way, it's channeling. So, like, if you ever wondered, like, how can Lil Wayne just do all that? Like, it's not him. It's the Most High. I mean, it's all the Most High, but at the same time, it's all about perspective. It's all about, like, what exactly you're doing with what you say, for sure. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, true love, true love, darling. That's crazy, man. I was just like, what am I gonna write about? So it's 10:30 and I've already... I started to fall. You used that as a weapon. I saw that as a blessing. God said that was a test, son. Now you've learned your lesson and you passed now. I kept talking myself out of true love. God said that was a test, son. Now you've learned. God said that was a test, son. Now you've learned your lesson and you've passed now. That is a blessing. God said that was a test, son. Now you've learned your lesson and you passed now. That is a blessing. God said that was a test, son. Now you've learned your lesson and you passed now. Now you've learned your lesson and you passed now. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, true love, true love, darling. Felt like I was screaming in the void. Felt like I was screaming in the void. I was getting annoyed. True love, true love, true love, darling. I felt I was screaming into the void, void, endlessly. Oh. I felt I was true love, darling. I felt I was screaming into the void, void, void. Endlessly. True love, darling. I felt I was screaming into the void, 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 endlessly. I felt I was screaming into the void, 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 endlessly. Void, 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 endlessly. Void. I felt I was screaming into the void, 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 endless day. I felt I was getting annoyed, annoyed, endless day, endless day. I felt I was getting annoyed, 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 endless day. I felt I was screaming into the void, 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 endless day. I felt I was getting annoyed, 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 endless day. Endless day. Tried to hash it out. Oh, endless day. Tried to hash it out. Endless day. Tried to hash it out. Endless day. Tried to hash it out. Puffing on the clouds. Try to hash it out. Puffing on the clouds. Try to hash it out. Puffing on the clouds. Puffing on the clouds. It was getting loud, so I shut it down. The clouds. It was getting loud, so I shut it down. Wasn't feeling proud. Try to come around, so I shut it down. Wasn't feeling proud. Wasn't feeling proud. Proud. Had to speak aloud. Loud. Puffing on the clouds. It was getting loud, so I shut it down. Wasn't feeling proud. Wasn't feeling proud. Felt the inner frown. Had an inner frown. Wasn't feeling proud. Had an inner frown. I don't stick around. Had an inner frown. I don't stick around where I'm not wanted. I kept talking. I don't stick around where I'm not wanted. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding to true. Tried to hash it out, tried to hash it out. Puffing on the clouds, it was getting loud, so I shut it down. Wasn't feeling proud, had an inner frown. I don't stick around where I'm not wanted. I don't stick around where I'm not wanted. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, darling.
Yeah, this one's almost done.
Clouds, brown. I don't stick around where I'm not wanted. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, darling. Around where I'm not wanted. I kept talking myself out of true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, darling.
Nice. I feel like it doesn't need like dubs or anything. I think this will be good.
I convinced myself just to leave it all. It was for my health. Had to shake it off. Had to break it off. Saw my own reflection. Couldn't take it all. I felt my regression. We were taking off. I saw my progression. I started to fall. You used that as a weapon. I saw that as a blessing. God said that was a test sign. Now you've learned your lesson and you pass now. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, true love, true love, darling. I felt I was screaming into the void, 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 endless day. I felt I was getting annoyed, 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 endless day. Tried to hash it out, puffing on the clouds. It was getting loud, so I shut it down. Wasn't feeling proud, had an inner frown. I don't stick around where I'm not wanted. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, true love, darling. I felt I was getting annoyed, 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 endless day. Tried to hash it out, puffing on the cloud, puffing on the clouds. It was getting loud, so I shut it down. Wasn't feeling proud, had an inner frown. I don't stick around where I'm not wanted. I kept talking, stick around where I'm not wanted. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, stick around where I'm not wanted. I kept talking myself out of true love, true love, true love, darling. I kept calling, you weren't responding. True love, true love, darling. Alright. I appreciate if anybody checked this out, or if you're gonna check this out later. Thank you for checking out my pages and my streams. I appreciate it. I love music. I love you guys. I love the world. I love what I'm doing. Honestly, no matter what's been going on in my life, it's been a roller coaster, and I can't deny it. Like, I just believe in God now, and I've changed a lot. And if you knew me years ago, you're probably shocked to see that, like, I'm still doing this. I'm still going through with this. Like, I still am taking the journey, because I am too. I'm shocked I've made it this far. Honestly, I don't think I would have made it this far without God and without changing my ways, without changing who I am and, like, my habits, and just being honest with myself and doing the work, like doing the inner work. Like, this didn't just happen overnight. Like, just even being able to do this, it took years of really going within and talking to myself and trying to heal my inner child and trying to work on myself because I knew the people around me, my own family, didn't believe in me. And it doesn't even matter about the music side, like who I am as a person. They didn't believe that I wanted to change. They didn't believe that me taking the path that I did was something that was the right thing to do. They judged me for it the entire time and then try to blame me and act like I'm the reason why they need therapy. No. Everything that we've experienced in this world, like, let's be honest, I think a lot of us need our own type of therapy. And trying to blame another person for that, I'll forgive them, but at the same time, I didn't forget. And I recognize that, like, look, we all have a contributing factor in our own behaviors and how we show up in the world. It is your choice every day to get right with yourself and get right with the things that you want to do. If you don't feel good about yourself, don't think that eating McDonald's and complaining about your life is going to make it better. It doesn't. And if anything, even if you stop eating McDonald's, the complaining about your life is just going to add to the span of it, shorten the span of your life, excuse me. And that's what I realized is that, like, there was even after trying to change my diet, trying to change my ways and, like, my habits, I still had to get rid of that negative self-talk. That's something I still have been working on. You know, that takes a lot of effort. That takes a lot of time. And don't beat yourself up if you don't figure it out right away. Like, you know, if you're in your 20s, going into your 30s, like, it is the perfect time to mess it up. And even if you hit 30, 40, I was even reading, you know, because sometimes I hop on Facebook. I'm in some Facebook groups. There was somebody that they started writing music 50 years ago. Okay. And they didn't cut their first record until, like, yesterday. So it doesn't matter how long it takes. But if you choose to delay it, that's on you. I'm choosing not to delay my own experience and my own success. And I appreciate anybody who saw my journey and has been inspired to just keep making music and keep it alive. Because it's the one thing that I'm not going to deny that has kept me alive. Really. Other than God, music. Because there have been times that I've said it in my other music, I just wanted to end it all. And, like, don't get me wrong, it's been kind of recent too. Like, it's been tough. And this is not the journey for the weak, man. Like, it really is not. You have to be willing to sacrifice a lot. And on top of that, it's not it's sacrificing things that you wanted and you thought you needed. But at the end of the day, it wasn't. Like, that was the programming. And once you get out of the programming, you start to recognize that, you know what, there's greater things that you can do with your time and your life. So show yourself that love. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in if you did, and have a wonderful evening.